I'll see my dogs go out in the morning, and Nike in particular, I always find her so fascinating to watch because she'll air scent, and she's got her nose up in the air. You could tell like she's taking it. It's like what I look like when I walk into the house and somebody's baked something. Like that same look of, oh, I don't know what that is, but that's amazing. And I'll just stop and do the same thing. I'm like, I don't know what you're smelling, but I want to be a part of this. Right? That's what step 1 was about. All right. Welcome back to the 3-part series, Untrain Your Dog for a Better Bond. Today we are on step number 2 to untrain your dog. Let's get into it. Ready to have a calm and peaceful life with your dog without the stress of those fear-based behaviors? Hi, I'm Tracy, and I've been there, overwhelmed by all the conflicting dog training advice and unsure of what to do next. But now I help dog lovers like you simplify your life with your dog by building confidence naturally, fostering trust, and addressing those fear-based challenges. So, if you're ready, stop chopping those chicken wieners and let's get to it. Hey there, friend. It's Tracy. Listen, I wanted to take a moment just to thank you for being here, being a part of this community, being a part of the podcast, for tuning in and leaving your comments. All of it means the world to me. And I just wanted you to know that if you're struggling in any way, please make sure that you utilize the free Facebook group, the communities, and I'm always only an email away. So if you need to get in touch with me, you can head on over to beyondobedience.ca/contact, leave me a voice memo, send me a message. I just wanted to let you know that I'm here. All right, I think that's it. Enjoy the episode. Well, hello, my beautiful friend. It is Tracy. Welcome to Beyond Obedience, the podcast. Super duper welcome if you're brand new. If someone sent you this podcast, please be sure to give them a hey from me. Thank them very much. I love meeting with and connecting with more and more dog lovers like you. Yeah, I don't know where it's going with that. Let's get started. All right. I'm pretty excited, y'all. Thank you so much for everybody who listened to the first of the 3-part series, The Untrained Dog. Untrain Your Dog to Build a Beautiful, Better Bond with Your Dog. I can't remember the full title, but it was something like that. Anyway, the point is, we started the challenge inside the Living Beyond Obedience Facebook group, and man, people are jumping in. So if you missed it, there's still time. There might be a prize at the end of it. I'm just saying. So you want to get in there. If you're not already in the free Facebook group, jump into that group and join the fun. I will say this, I've made it a photo. It's photo proof when you step into this challenge. So make sure you have your camera with you. Make sure you have your phone with you when you're doing this challenge. All right. So if you missed it, the last episode, we talked about step number 1, which was mostly about just reflection, stopping and reflecting and being like, why am I even doing this? Right? If you haven't heard my story before of the time I asked why I have to put the dog in a sit, this is one of the things that really started me thinking about this, because sometimes we just follow along aimlessly, blindly. We just are told what we're told, so we just do it. We're told that the dog needs obedience, so we just do it. And we don't actually take a moment to discern why are we doing this? What is it even for? Now, don't get me wrong. I always have to put this disclaimer out. I'm not saying I'm against obedience. This isn't against obedience. This is beyond obedience. It's a little bit different, right? Not against it. In fact, I think it's important. It's important to have a shared language with your dog, but understand that when we're doing obedience, we're asking a whole heck of a lot of a dog. We're asking them to be less of them, less doggy. Please be less of what you are. We're asking them to understand our, as my good friend and mentor would say, monkey chatter that comes out of our face, right? And they do it. They do it so darn well. Like, dogs are so adaptable. They're so eager to learn. They're so eager to do all of this stuff for us. I'm just saying, that maybe, just maybe, we could take a moment and start to learn how to connect with them on their terms, how to learn their communication. And this goes beyond just understanding what dog body language means, right? Again, that's also a good thing. Don't get me wrong. That's also a good thing. And hey, if you are somebody that wants to learn about dog body language and you have a doggy daycare, go volunteer there. Go watch dog groups. Go watch dog groups for a while. It's like a master class in canine conversations. But anyway, I digress. The point is that I think we spend so much time asking so much of the dogs and we don't ask enough of ourselves. So that's what Beyond Obedience is about. It's about asking a little bit more from us, asking us to be like, okay, let's take our training hat off for a second and let's see if we can figure out, the dog. What is a dog? What is this dog saying in front of me? What are the things that it's trying to tell me? What are the things it's trying to communicate? Now, I will say this. There are a lot of dogs out there that have gotten so used to, I'll say, putting up with our chitter chatter, our noisy little commandy lives, that some of them have even gotten used to suspending who they are. And for those dogs, I actually find it a little bit sad. I have seen dogs that aren't using their noses anymore because they're so used to having to listen to their humans or listen for their humans that they stop using their nose. And you're like, oh my gosh, your nose is your favorite thing. Why aren't you using your nose? So step one was all about that. It was all about just taking a moment to figure out, why am I doing it? Not saying it's bad. Maybe you need it, right? There are certain breeds out there that really like obedience. They like tuning into humans. There's definitely genetics in part. Like, we have genetically manipulated some of those breeds to be more attuned with us, to listen to us, to default to listening to us. So I'm not saying that, some of you, the answer might be because my dog likes obedience. And if that's the case, great. But if it's not, what is it? Like, what is it about the dog? So it was a reflection point. And then I asked everybody inside the Facebook group to take a little bit of a moment to follow the dog. Now, this is an exercise that was taught to me by Nelson. Again, humbling exercise of also understanding how out of shape I was. It was like, I can't do this. But taking a moment to follow the dog. So generally speaking, I'd say it's pretty widely known that, and many people do this, where they're like, okay, the dog has to walk beside me at a heel for a little while, but I should always make sure that there are times in the walk where I let the dog do their thing. And the problem with that, as I see it, is that usually in the human's mind means I just give them the length of the leash or unclick my flexi leash, take them to a park and let them start sniffing and doing their own thing. Well, I completely check out of the experience. Some people, and I see it all the time, are on their phones, just letting their dog sniff. They're not even paying attention. So the challenge was, instead of just checking out while your dog does, quote unquote, their thing on the walk, be a part of it. Not only be a part of it, but follow them. Follow them and then be like, what are we looking at? What are we doing? What did you find? What are we doing over here? Try to be intriguing too. You can even try to be intriguing. I've had so many people be like, yeah, as soon as I got there, the dog was off to the next thing. Then, crouch down in the grass and move the leaves around. It's fall here, so there's leaves on the ground, but move the leaves around. And if you're like, I don't want to touch leaves, I don't know what's underneath, wear gloves, get into this, put some boots on, put some hip waders on, whatever you need to do, get dirty, get messy, look at the world through the dog's eyes. Take a moment. If your dog stops and is looking at something, take a moment. If you can, crouch down. What are we looking at? Look at the world from the dog's level. What is that like? Take a smell. I'm not saying sniff the ground unless you really want to. Some people get real into this, but, just smell. Well, what do you smell? I mean, I love the smell of fall. There's just something about the smell of fall that I absolutely love. And I also will I'll see my dogs go out in the morning, and Nike in particular, I always find her so fascinating to watch because she'll air scent, and she's got her nose up in the air. And you could tell she's taking it. It's like what I look like when I walk into the house and somebody's baked something. Like that same look of, oh, I don't know what that is, but that's amazing. And I'll just stop and do the same thing. I'm like, I don't know what you're smelling, but I want to be a part of this, right? That's what step one was about. Just taking a moment to suspend everything. Again, you have to do it where it's safe. I have to always say that. Please do not follow the dog out into a highway. Please don't do that. But just take it in for a moment. Now, if you're in the Facebook group, take a picture of that. Take a picture of that. Tell me a little bit about what you experienced when you followed the dog. Take a picture and then put hashtag Untrained Dog Challenge Day 1. And you'll be entered into a little giveaway. Okay? All right. So today's day 2. Day 2 of the Untrained Dog Challenge. Now, we're going to take this a little bit further. Day 2 is all about being quiet. So, wah, wah, right? Like people are be like, oh no. So hard for us. It's so hard for us to be quiet, but I want you to try. Try for me to be quiet. But it's not just about being quiet, okay? It's about shutting your mouth, and then we're going to play a game called Ask the Dog. Okay? Asking the dog to do things. Now, again, this has to be done inside your house. Don't take your dog out to a field and be like, I have to be quiet and I watched my dog run away. Don't do that. You realize, I will say this, friend, you realize the reason why I have to put that out there is because somebody did it. Right? Like somebody was like, yeah, I took my dog out to the dog park and I was like doing the be quiet game. And I'm like, why would you do that at the dog park? What are you thinking? And they're like, well, nobody was there, but then the dog took off. And I'm like, okay. Anyway. It's happened. So now I have to mention. Same thing with the follow the dog. Somebody was like, yeah, I walked out on the road. I'm like, what? Still be safe. Come on. There are things where I'm like, I expect people to use your heads. Use your heads. This whole podcast is about trusting your instinct. Okay? Don't just blindly follow your dog into danger. Anyway, I digress. The point is, the idea here is to be quiet and ask your dog to do things. Now, here's the caveat to that, especially for my obedience people. Listen up, obedience people. I don't want you to use your obedience hand signals, okay? But you can use your hands. I want you to use your hands to direct your dog. I want you to ask your dog to come this way, come over here. What does it take for you to draw your dog into you? Does it mean you crouch down, you open up your arms, you turn your head? Like, what energy do you have to have within yourself to ask your dog to come into your space? What energy do you have to get your dog to step back? And I want you to take this challenge very, very seriously. Don't do simple things like, okay, get up on your bed and tap the bed, right? Remember, you're not talking. I don't want you to just do simple things or things your dog. Try to challenge yourself. Make a little obstacle course. In your, take a broom handle and put it between 2 dining room chairs and ask your dog to step over it, but only the front 2 feet. Do it with just hand signals and energy, spatial pressure, whatever, to get your dog to fully understand and listen to you, right? And can you do it? And if you can't, how interesting. If your dog is like, I don't like this game anymore, how interesting. How can you get your dog to engage with you without you holding treats or holding a leash or, any of those things. Like, there's so many things that you can discover, so many how interesting touch points that you can discover playing the be quiet game along with the ask the dog game. And the idea here for everybody is that you're going to start to utilize your signals and your body language, something that your dog is actually innately going to be able to listen to. And again, a lot of our dogs have shut off this ability because we don't use our body language, or even worse, we aren't paying attention to our body language, what our body language is doing, and we're saying words. And those things are conflicting. When our body language conflicts with the words that we're saying, we get confusion and frustration from both parties. So this is actually an exercise in you being more aware of how your body influences your dog's behavior, right? Leaning over a dog can be very, very intimidating. And I see this all the time, right? When people are like, can I pet your dog? But then they take their whole body and they lean over the dog. That's incredibly intimidating. If you don't think so, sit on the floor and ask your significant other to just lean over top of you. Even with good intent, still feels uncomfortable, right? So, and we don't even think about that. We're all consumed about like our end goal is we just want to pet the dog. The dog's so cute. We want to pet the dog, right? We don't think about how our presence affects them, right? We're saying come, but we know deep down we're angry because you didn't come the first time. So our body language is stiff and our breath is shortened and our heart is at, racing. And the dog's like, you angry, man. And they don't know why, but they feel it. Your energy, your body language is incongruent with the words that you're saying. And when that incongruency is there, you're causing distrust. So this practice isn't about like, I got my dog to be able to do that. It's more about what can I get my dog to do? How does my body communicate to my dog? And you'll be shocked at how a slight change in body position changes what your dogs do. This was pointed out to me back when I was doing agility, and I was taking Rue with me, and I was having a great time with Rue. We were having so much fun, but I remember teaching her tunnel. And I will say, first of all, Rue was way better at agility than I was. Like I was not, how I don't know if you're aware of this, but the handler skill has to be like top notch for these highly competitive agility teams, because it literally is a team effort. I quite often I think a lot of those border collies just run that on their own, but they don't. And the handler has to be very in tune with when to cross in front and where to run and all of that stuff. But so I'm doing it literally in slow motion because I'm still learning, and I'm going to the tunnel, and I remember like giving the hand signal to go through the tunnel. And at the very end of my hand signal, my hand came up. And Rue jumped on top of the tunnel. And I was shocked. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, why would you jump on top of that? And oddly enough, and it was my friend Sharon, who I don't know if we were friends back then. Were we friends? Because that's how I met Sharon, was I did agility. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, she was like, yeah, your hand came up. And I'm like, no, it didn't. And sure enough, because I was recording it, sure enough, when I went back and looked at it, I'm like, my hand came up at the end. So that dog was following that hand. And at the last minute, my hand went up. So she's like, I guess we're going over this jump, or going over this tunnel. Like, she didn't know. Anyway, my whole point is, you want to learn how your body language and your energy and all that stuff affects your dog. Take agility, for one. And it's fun. But that's what I want you to do. That's what the challenge for this day number 2 is this idea of asking the dog and being quiet. Now, if you really want to take a challenge, do it longer than like 30 minutes. Try being quiet for a half a day. I mean, that's hard, but try being quiet for a half a day. try not talking to your dog for half a day. If you can't do it, then 30 minutes. But anyway, if you want to be a part of the challenge, make sure you're in that Living Beyond Obedience group. Take a picture of that. Pop it in the group. There'll be a post. Paisley will put a post in there. There'll be a post in there that you put your picture under, and you put hashtag Untrained Dog challenge day number 2, and you'll be entered into the challenge reward at the end. So I hope you'll do that. That's what we want to talk about. Or that's not what we want to, that's what we want to do for this one. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? I think that was basically it. It's really, honestly, it's about being aware of you and your body language and what you're saying to your dog. Okay? And so this is about untraining your dog and awareness for you. That's what it is. All right, I think that's it. If there's anything else, I'll let you know in the group. I'll put it in the group if there's anything I missed. All right. So if you like this kind of stuff, please do me a favor and give me a 5-star written review in Apple. It really helps to push the podcast out. Leave me a comment on Spotify. Send me a message on my contact page. There's a little microphone there. You can actually send me a message. Let me know. As always, my dog-loving friend, get out there today and be the person that your dog thinks you are, because your dog thinks that you're amazing. And so do I. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Oh, and one more thing. This podcast is meant for entertainment and education purposes only, and it's not meant to replace hands-on professional training. If you're really struggling with your dog, please reach out to a professional in your area. All right, I think that's it. Bye for now.